Hello traders, welcome back to Bunnex Investment Group. So you all know that this channel is dedicated to improving how you trade as a trader. In this particular video, we are going to talk about a very simple trading strategy that will require you to determine the market bias. Is it going up or is it going down? Then after that, we will need to actually find trades in that particular direction. Alright, so you are going to need a few indicators for you to see the bias. For buyer side, we are going to need the 200 and the 800 EMA. So don't mind or ignore all other indicators on my charts. I use them on different parts or different phases of the market. So you are going to need the 200 exponential moving average and the 800 exponential moving average. I receive a lot of comments asking what is their period. The period for this is 200 and the period for this is 800, and they are all exponentials applied to close. You can as well add these on your phone, on your tablet. It doesn't matter any trading device you are using. So right now we are on USD JPY, USD Yen, and the other two that you are going to need if you have access to it is yesterday's low marker or yesterday's high marker. So it's basically an indicator that can mark the lowest price point of yesterday. For instance, on this particular day, which started at this point and ended at this point, the yesterday's low was at this price. It has been extended from this low of the previous day, and it was protruded in the next day. So basically you can have this, or you can even draw these lows and highs by yourself by simply putting a horizontal line on the highest and lowest price of the day. So what we are going to need is the first thing is bias determination. Bias in this case is going to be coming from a crossover of the 200, 800 EMA like that. So a cross of the 200, 800 EMA to the upside equal buys, and vice versa is true. 200 EMA crossing 800 EMA to the downside equals sell. Then after that, we are now going to look for entries in line with the bias. By entries in line with the bias, we are now going to look for entries at yesterday's low, depending on the market context. In this particular case, the 200 crossed the 800 to the upside, and then the next thing is now to look for entries at yesterday's low. So let's now move with the market to see where that occurred. At yesterday's low, sometimes the price may not hit the exact point of yesterday's low, but we are saying when it approaches near to yesterday's low, give us a candlestick reversal pattern, it's actually valid for market entry. As we all know, there is no strategy that is 100% under the sun. We are looking or working on a probability. So we are saying trading off yesterday's low has higher probability after we determine the market bias. So at this particular point, we had the market come back to this low, and then it gave us this I don't know the name of the candlestick reversal pattern, but it's actually a valid pattern that was indicated, and the market went our way. So still with that bias, we are going to look for yesterday's low retest for us to make an entry. In this particular case, this was now too wide for us to consider it a yesterday's low. These bottom lines are the yesterday's low price, and we need it to come clear and near to that particular line. Like in this case, it was much better, the gap was much better, but to remove all that subjectivity, you can actually say when price equals or when price directly retests yesterday's low, that is when you make your entry. So going forth, you can see at this particular price point, we had a very beautiful entry pattern where we had a bullish engulfing pattern directly retesting yesterday's low, which is this bottom line, and the market went our way. So as always, money is made when the market is trending. We are saying when the market stops trending or when the market starts ranging, that is when you start to have some problems. In this particular case, we had a beautiful retest of yesterday's low, and the market gave us a good move. right? In this particular case, the market was now changing the bias, but at this point we had another candlestick reversal pattern and it went away. So mind you, this is going to be traded as an intraday strategy, not as a swing trading strategy. If you want to trade it as a swing trading entry, you are going to need counting of levels, knowing where the market maker cycle is going. So in this case, we had two crossovers. This somehow indicates actually a false bias that was created and then a new bias that was created. Here we had beautiful retest of yesterday's low. The market went our way as we anticipated. Our last crossover was now in an upward direction. Another yesterday's low retest was issued. Of course, this was influenced by news. That is why we have a very big or long candlestick to the upside and the market went our way. However, at this particular price point, we had a change of market bias. A change of market bias, but whilst still on this day, there was retest of yesterday's low and the market went our way, although it was actually a long play before it went our direction. Then in this particular case, we now have a downward bias where we are now looking for an for retest of yesterday's high. So in this particular case, the market went to this particular point. Of course, it retested and then it went straight down to this point and there was a crossover to change the market bias again. We are now looking at low of yesterday. This was a very good point to enter at low of yesterday. So basically that is what you'll be doing. You'll be actually determining the bias, and then after that you now need to trade off yesterday's low or yesterday's high depending on the market context. With that, you have more probability of wins than losing, but we are saying nothing is 100% under the sun, and as I always say, you need to first backtest this on your charts before you actually apply it on a real account with real money. On that note, we've come to the end of our today's video. Make sure you check out our free Telegram channel or leave the link in the description box below.